Welcome, cooks, to the Recipe Vault. Today, we're making peanut butter chip jelly bars.
Yay!
This is straight out of the Recipe Vault. We do this every Sunday. It's my recipe collection, handwritten and clippings, and we're giving all these recipes a try. So join me and welcome to the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. Peanut butter chip and jelly bars. So I have 3 cups of flour here. I'll put this recipe down on my website. So I think about maybe 7-8 years ago, I bought this huge collection of recipes off of eBay, and it contains like 5 shoe boxes full of recipe cards, and some of them are handwritten, some of them are clippings. The clippings, the source is completely cut off, so all I have really is the recipe. So I have no idea where these recipes come from. And I've been sitting on this collection for like 7-8 years, and I figure, let's dive into it, right? So that's what we do on Sundays. Every Sunday we get together and we cook a recipe out of the Recipe Vault. It's not the only, I'm looking for more collections of handwritten recipes, so we will never run out because literally the vault has 1,000. But I'm also looking for more recipes because I think everybody cooks out of cookbooks and they cook off the internet. But what happens to these old handwritten collections, right? We're bringing them back to life here on the Recipe Vault. So 3 cups of flour. I have sugar. I have baking powder. Again, this recipe will be up on my website. And it doesn't call for any salt, but I'm just going to put a pinch because, I don't know, I kind of feel like it needs that.
Maybe back when they made this thing, people didn't like salt. Who knows?
I don't know. I have heard that, like, salt is a little different now in our recipes than it used to be. I don't know if that's true. 2 sticks of butter and a pastry blender. So we're making the crust right now. So I'm going to start putting this in here. And we need to work this kind of like pastry into crumbs. Kind of like we're making a pastry pie crust. Technically, I could have done this in a food processor. It would have made it a little easier.
Yeah.
So a pastry blender, I guess that's what they call that, looks like this. It enables you to incorporate butter and flour without making like a completely cohesive mixture. We're going to keep it crumbly. You could do this just by hand if you wanted to. Some people make their pie crust just by hand. This is similar to when we used to make the lemon bars. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go in with my hands, my clean hands. Maybe because I want it to go a little faster. Because I'm impatient. So it's kind of crumbly like that. One of the reasons you use one of these is you don't want to develop gluten in the flour. And you want it to remain crumbly. Okay, so now I have this blended where it has a lot of crumbs. I have 2 eggs that I've beaten, and we're going to go ahead and put those in here. This is this is where it sort of deviates from my lemon bars. We're going to stir this in until, it says until smooth. This is going to be easy to stir it in. This is going to make it less crumbly. I don't know if it's going to get smooth though. don't think this is like a particularly old recipe, so our eggs should be the same size. I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it, right?
Well, we know there's an age based on the size of the ingredients when it comes to that.
Yeah, so we're gonna be using some peanut butter chips, so like chocolate chips, but they're peanut butter. And it says use a 12-ounce bag or 2 cups. And we went to the store, and the bag we have is 10 ounces.
Thank you, Reese's, for shortchanging us to ounces.
So the bags have shrunk since this recipe came out. Or whoever developed the recipe. Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to go in with the hands, but I did.
Well, it's not exactly smooth, but it's a little more crumbly.
Yeah, it's not exactly smooth. Okay, so I have a pan lined with a sling of foil. They just say to grease it, but I just want to be able to lift it out. It makes it easier, and I don't want it to stick, so I lined it with foil. The recipe doesn't necessarily call for that, but that's what I did. So this is going to be our base. So we're going to put half of this mixture in here as the base of our peanut butter chip and jelly bars. And the other half is going to end up going on top. Peanut butter chip and jelly jars. Peanut butter chip and jelly bars. Peanut butter chip and jelly bars. Peanut butter chip and jelly bars. Looking good. I gotta wash my hands real quick. Okay, so the recipe calls for 1 cup of grape jelly or your individual preference. And Eric has this weird thing about grape jelly because I think when he was a kid...
I ate it every day for 18 years. I've yet to eat it since.
He hates it.
I hate it.
So I'm using my delicious homemade bread machine strawberry jam. This is his favorite jam.
Well, who made it?
Yeah, this is just refrigerator jam. I don't can it.
It's almost like a fruit spread.
Yeah, it's like a fruit spread.
There's hardly any sugar in it.
I don't put a ton of sugar because I don't like it super sweet.
It actually tastes like strawberries.
I'll put a link up here. Actually, it's pretty much this whole jar. All but a little tiny bit.
Oh, I guess someone will have to... I'll do the dishes, boo-boo.
Yeah. So I got me a fresh spoon. And we're going to go ahead and spread this onto our base here. Crust. This is so good. This jam is addicting.
Mm-hmm.
It smells so good. So you pretty much can use any kind of jam you want to, Jeff. Grape jelly, use whatever you have, right? If you have some homemade, go for it. I'm getting the crust up on it a little bit. So like I said, I have 2 cups of these peanut butter chips. We're going to use half of this here. Unfortunately, I can't really eat this because this chips have dairy in it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh no.
They do have dairy. Oh well. I can take a smidgen. So we got 1 cup looking in there. Now we're going to take the remaining of this crust and it's going to sprinkle on here.
Kind of like a strudel or something?
Crumble remaining dough over the chips. What's funny is we're going to be baking it like this, and when it comes out of the oven, we're going to be putting the remaining chips on top of this after it comes out of the oven. It's kind of unique. These look pretty daggone tasty. If this crust sets up, this is one thing. Is this crust going to set up like we want it? Ooh.
I don't know. Worst case, I'll just pick out the jelly since I know that part works.
So, sprinkle with the chips, crumble the remaining dough. We're going to bake this for 375 for 30 to 35 minutes or until lightly browned. So we will do that and we will be back. Okay, so they just came out of the oven. It just says cook them till they're brown on the top. So I'm assuming that the crust is done. They want you to sprinkle the remaining chips onto the top when it first comes out of the oven. So I'm assuming they want it hot so they melt a little bit. It looks pretty good. This is if the bottom crust sets up and it tastes good, this might be another one, a little bit of a fun winner. One thing I've noticed about these recipes, because these are like home cooked recipes, these aren't fancy, difficult recipes. These are home style recipes. I can't say any of these recipes have challenged my skills at all, but we've made a couple fun things that are different than I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't make this normally. I could make it again if it turns out good, because look at that. Mm-hmm. Looks kind of tasty. So it's kind of taken me out of the zone where maybe I'm cooking the same things all the time, or it's allowing me to cook some different things that I haven't done before. We haven't yet cooked anything that was bad.
No.
I can't say that we've cooked stuff that's like, wow, this is fantastic, right? But it seems like these have been kind of good down home kind of.
Okay, see that the recipes have been fairly close without needing too much modifications.
Yeah, we haven't really modified a lot, and we haven't, they're just simple, easy recipes, which has been really good.
So how's my chips doing? Are they melting?
They're starting to melt a little bit. Yeah, they are, actually.
All right. Well, good.
So we have to let this fully cool. We'll depan it, and then we will be taking some slices off of that, and Eric gets to taste it. So we'll be back.
Yay.
So I put it in the fridge to cool it a little bit. I don't know if my sling was that great of an idea, but well, right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut our bars. I'm just not going to cut all the way through to the foil. Can I cut it straight there, Amy?
I hear crunchiness. That's good.
I cut this a little bit. I broke them. So, hey. It's a home style recipe, right? Oh my gosh. It sounds pretty amazing when you're cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
And here is our bar. So we have some chips on the top. We have the crumbling crumb. We have the fresh homemade jam in the middle. and a crust. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Let me put a couple over here. Okay, it's the best time, right? It's the taste test time. So here I put it on a new board because of my whole foil fiasco. Hey, right? And we're going to go ahead and invite Eric over. Come on, Boo. So, Boo, come on over and try out a peanut butter chip and jelly bar.
First of all, I want to thank Boo for all this hard work.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No guarantees, so don't thank me because you haven't tried it. Looks a little crummy.
A little crummy. The jam is awesome. The peanut butter kind of melts in your mouth.
I wish I could try that part, but I can't.
It's a huge improvement over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'll tell you that.
I can eat the little corner. Really nice. I could make lemon bars out of this. So, Cook, I hope you enjoyed this recipe vault for this week. I'm having a lot of fun playing around with these recipes. I hope you enjoy them too. The link for this will be down in the description to my website for the full recipe. Peanut butter chip jelly bars. I hope you enjoy them.
Refill, Boo.